All right, everyone's here. It says I'm muted. No, I'm not muted, right? Let's make sure that everyone can hear me and see me okay. I sound a little stuffy. I don't know if it's allergies. It's something. I woke up with like a stuffy head and like you have a cold, but we're gonna power through this first day of the Bellagio Sew Along. Woohoo. If you are here in the comments, please introduce yourself. Introduce yourselves and let us all know where you're joining us from. And if this is your first time here, usually first few minutes, we'll just introduce ourselves in the comments, say hello, what state or country we're from. And since we do have international friends joining us, if you are writing out your state, write out your state instead of the abbreviations, since not all the countries know which states are what abbreviations, including me. I'm still learning as we go. So we have Nancy's here. Nancy's from for it's 87. Wow, it's cold here today. It's a little cloudy, not too bad I guess, but windy. It was super windy yesterday. I thought, oh my god. And then I've been having issues with my internet. I am hoping it's gonna stay consistent for us today. I was on a call with the internet service provider telling them something's funky with my internet. It keeps on dropping speed like every hour. Now to reset the modem and the router and just a big old pain. But right now, so far it's been good. So I'm just hoping it's gonna stay consistent throughout the live. So we have Hannes joining us from Denmark. We have Nancy's. Sonia's here. Sonia said hi to Nancy. Julie's here. Hello. And then we have who else do we have? Terry's here. Ooh, chilly in Maryland too. Eek. All right, awesome. Stay warm, Terry. And let's see, I have Karen. Hello from Louisiana. Jolene is here from South Dakota. And we have positively perfect training. Oh, I love that. Jessica from Michigan. Hello. Wendy here from Henderson, Nevada. My neighbor. Lucy just jumping on to say hi. I have to leave to pick up my grandson. So excited to come to see this come together. Ray, safe pickup, Lucy, and you can always catch the replay after. But I'm so glad you were able to drop by and say hello. So like if you're not on my email newsletter, you probably didn't get the little update that I just sent out. I think about 15 minutes before the live, letting you know that I'll be live right now, and also to make sure that you get all the updates for the Sew Along as it's coming as it's progressing each week, right? So if you have not subscribed yet, I would go here, subscribe. So it's my website, as you can see right there underneath me here, and slash subscribe. I'm gonna share what I put in the comment in the live chat. So it's elisebeck.com// subscribe. Laurie, so glad you're here. Never too late, just fashionably late, which we love. All right, so do subscribe if you want to make sure that you get all the updates to the Sew Along, as we have them live every week for the month of April, and then also I was gonna say something and then just like just disappear from my head. Oh, and do subscribe to the YouTube channel here, so then you get notifications when I do go live. So it's like ding, you get that little bell. If you hit it, you get the little notification on your phone or your tablet saying at least it's going live. Jump on, woohoo! So that way you won't miss out on the live chat, which is super fun to participate in. As you can see, I'm sharing the comments from the participants. Lucy has to go pick up her grandsons, so she just came to say hi, and that just makes it more fun and interactive. And then you can also get some help in the comments as we're progressing as well. And let's see here. Let's make sure I didn't miss any questions, and also perfect time to ask any questions too. Uh, let's see here. Yes, it was super windy yesterday, right, Wendy? I was like, what is going on? And I've never like personally experienced a tornado or anything, but I was like, ooh, imagine the winds from tornadoes, because I thought that was loud. Vicky from the UK. Hello. So glad you made it. All right. So we're kicking off the Bellagio Sew Along today. And if this is your first time trying EPP or you just started out recently, do not worry. I usually take you through step by step from the beginning, assuming that you have little to minimal knowledge. So it's a good refresher as well. Or you can just catch up if you are experienced already. Can listen with one ear and do something with the other ear, or help out our beginners in the comments too. So it's always super fun. And Angela, oh no, she has a sick kitty that you picked up from the vet. I hope your kitty is okay, Angela. Hated when our pet fur babies are not feeling well. Let's see here. Nancy, hello. Oh, so Wendy says we get lots of wind. It's why people put their phone numbers on their trash bins. Oh, they travel great distances. I just put mine in the garage. I was like, okay, all right. So that's a good thing to know. Who would have thunk, right? Yeah. Yeah. But thank you for the tip, Wendy. Yeah, I was very surprised. Very, very strong winds yesterday. Like, oh my God, I'm going to blow away. You see me flapping in the wind. All right. So let's go ahead, go back to the Bellagio. So if you are new to EPP, let me go ahead and switch the camera here. And I'm going to just do a quick walkthrough of the supplies that I'll be using as we are making our first Bellagio. Let's see here. Okay, let's switch the camera. There we go. Here we go. So usually these are the needles. I'll sort these over. These are the needles that I usually work with. They're always size 11 milliners. You can see these are two different brands. If you were on the EPP workshop with me a couple weeks ago, then you might have just a little refresher here. So these are the size 11 milliners needles. See how it says, oh, let me take away the glare. See how it says milliners right there, milliners needle. So size 11s are my favorite. Lots of folks like the size 10 as well. So it's really a matter of preference. But I like these because they're very evenly skinny along the whole length of the needle, and they just glide through the fabric really nicely when you're sewing your pieces together. And then a second brand that I also love are the Clover Gold black gold needles right here. So I got the sampler pack, which has three sizes, 9, 10, and 12 right here. And then I decided that 10s were my favorites after I experimented with these. They're different lengths, as you can see through the packaging. Might be good if I just open it. Doing. See how they're different length needles? See, short to longer. And then, of course, this one had to slide down. There we go. And I found that the size 10s were really comfortable for me to work with. But try a variety pack like this if you're not sure, and then you can decide which size you prefer. And as you can see, all the needles are out of this one because I really, really love it. So these are my needle choices. Lots of folks like other brands as well. So if you hear of some brand and you kind of want to give it a try, that's okay too. So, oh, big reminder, there's no quilt police here. So you're welcome to experiment with notions and supplies that you see fit. And then I do like to glue baste. I started off thread basting, but now I mainly do glue basting because it's just really quick and enjoyable. I do get a little sticky on my sticky glue on my fingers sometimes, but that's what we just wipe it off on the side and we just keep on going, right? Because it's washable glue, so no worries. And one of my favorites is the Elmer's because it has a purple color, but the color dries clear, so you don't have to worry about this showing up on your pieces later. But one thing I like about it is that you kind of see where you put the glue and see how it starts fading away right away, like that. Put a little bigger glob. I'm just gonna let it dry here, and you'll see that it dries clear. And I just found this on Amazon too. Some of the members they tried this one as well. These are clear and they're like glue pens, just like Soline or Founds and Porter, and a couple other brands as well. They have them, and I couldn't find my other glue pens. They're somewhere. So I bought these and I tried them, and they're working really nice. I know Wendy Rios. Are you here today? Not sure if she's here today. She tried these as well, and she said they work really good for her too. So if you like a narrower glue barrel, these glue pens are really nice as well. And these are very inexpensive, and I got these off of Amazon. What are they called? There we go. You see the name. Just search for glue pens, or just go to, I think I might have added them to my favorites here. Let me share that. Amazon. There we go. There you'll see my favorites. And see how the Elmer's glue is drying clear now? The little glob that I put a little extra of, it's still drying, and you can still see a little remnant of the purple there. So it dries really fast and dries really clear, quick too. Wait, dries clear and dries really fast too. Oh, Angela says she's using these glue pens too. I'll just share in the comments too how you like them, and that way people can give them a try for themselves too. And then last but not least, thread. It's a very personal choice as well. I do love our Aurifil 50 weight, which is 100% cotton, but my main go-to has been this one. It's the Superior Threads bottom line in 60 weight. Key point is that it's a 60 weight thread, which means that it's very, very thin, as you can see here. Super thin thread. Okay, and then because I like to use white most of the time, I got this big spool, but you can buy the little thread spools as well. And then I just got a neutral grayish color, and I just transfer it to some clear plastic bobbins, so I can just have these in my bag, and I don't have to have the big spool out because I don't use the darker color as much as I use the white. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Okay, and these are perfect for on-the-go sewing too. If you have like small space and you don't want this big spool thing to take up a lot of space in your sewing bag, just make a couple of these little spools of thread, and then you can bobbins of thread, and then you can just keep these in your sewing bag. Let's see here. Nancy joined us! Hooray! Sunny and cool in New York. Oh, I love that. Yay! Okay, so Angela said they are narrower than Elmer, so you can be more precise, especially on the smaller pieces. They work really well too. Yeah, so if you look at the glue barrel between the Elmer's glue stick and this one, you definitely get more precision with the glue pen. But I don't mind the glue stick because I don't ever glue flat down. I always glue at an angle, so you can see how I glued around in that angle on this glue stick as well, right? So you can kind of control the flow of glue. Oops, what is this thread doing here? So instead of gluing like this, we don't want that big blob. We angle it. See, I get thread stuck everywhere. Can you tell me that I'm an EPPer without saying that like out loud? And then I just turn it at an angle and go around like that. So that will get a narrower strip of glue on my pieces. Okay, kind of like I don't know how you put on lipstick, because I never put it on flat. I always put it on an angle, and then you get that little angled lipstick, right? Or chapstick, whatever your preference is. Let's see here. Ta-da. Ooh, Nancy almost finished 5 circular shawls. Oh my god, that's amazing, Nancy. Congratulations. So I'm just gonna let this one dry because I put so much glue on this little piece. Poor paper piece. And then I have my fabric cutting scissors here. I'm really loving these Karen K Buckley, right? They have a serrated edge here, very very sharp up to the tip, and they just grab onto the fabric, so you get really nice precision cuts. So I use this one for cutting my fabric pieces, and then this little one, same brand, to just trim threads and whatnot. Both are super sharp, so please be careful you don't drop them on your foot. But if you do prefer to use rotary cutters, that's okay too. All right. So any questions at all? Da-da. Let's see. No, I don't see any question. Julie says she usually lurks on the TV. Fun to participate this time. Oh, I'm glad you're participating. Yeah, in the chat. Yeah, it just makes it more fun. Oh, jazz hands. Okay, let's see here. Oh, so Wendy bought the little the tip that you can apply. It's an applique, well, not an applique. It's like a cap jigama thingy, so that it squishes out the glue in a narrower tip. So I've heard good and bad reviews on those. So yeah, I personally don't use it. So you try it at your own risk. So yeah, since I haven't tried it, I can't recommend it. And then some people that I do know they glue based a lot. They were not fans. Other folks liked it. So I think people have mixed opinions and experiences. So give it a try. See if you like it or not. Let's see. Coral is joining us from Australia. Hi, Coral. So glad you joined us. All right. So if you have all your paper pieces cut already, super awesome. And or if you haven't, then you just need papers for at least one block today. That's all you need. You don't need paper pieces for the whole quilt. And because some folks asked if they could just make a few blocks along with the sew along, we have just blocks, paper pieces for blocks as well, and not the whole quilt. And I'm just gonna show you the acrylic templates. These still have the protective paper cover just so that they don't get scratched because acrylic, and it's but this ones are clear. So these are with 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Let me put that. And this one is with the 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you have preference on 1/4 or 3/8. I prefer 1/4 inch seam allowance, which is what I use most of the time. But a lot of folks like to use the 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. So it's all your preference. And these are not necessary. It's just nice to have and to trace your fabrics with. Okay, that's mainly what I use for. And for fuzzy cutting. Ta-da! So I can show you on this one. This one's my set that I'll be using. Just gonna use my nails. See how the plastic is clear underneath. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not gonna remove it because then it's gonna be a glare. See? Yeah, the glare here. Let's put this back. Because the way the lighting is here in my studio, it just gives a not so fun glare. All right. So for all my centers, all your Bellagio flowers will have this hexagon center. So I'm just gonna take that, and all my Bellagio centers will. I'm gonna use them. Use the black fabric here. So, but because it's black, usually I use a friction pen in dark blue or black. Does not show up that well, but let's put it this way. I can go ahead and try to trace it. I'm not really too concerned about grain line or anything because it's just a solid black. Let's try tracing it here. I'm just gonna make sure to make several marks to see if it shows up. Barely shows up on camera. I can barely see it myself here. I see a little like reflection. So what another option you have, let's see. Oop, let me trace that back there. Just to use a mechanical pencil if you're using dark black or dark fabric. And then you'll see the tracing lines better. You can also use a metallic silver like gel pen. Those work also. I just happen to have my pencil here. See? So you can see the tracing lines. I went over it with my mechanical pencil over the blue friction. That's why it has a little blue tint to it. Because the blue we could barely see, right? So now that I got that traced, if you prefer just to eyeball when you cut, that's fine too. I do love those neat, clean looking backs of my project. So I do tend to sit and trace all my pieces on fabric with the acrylic. You can easily make your own template with template plastic that you can find in most craft stores. I do believe all the Joann's are now closed, so Hobby Lobby or Michaels will be your choices here in the US. And I'm sure, what's it called? Spotlight? Is it Spotlight that has all those fun things in Australia? If our Australian friends could tell us. And then I'll use this to cut. Just gonna trace this one like that. Is it Spotlight? Is that what it's called in Australia? Or what are the some of the big hobby store chains, fabric chains that are easy to find and easily accessible? And as you can see, I can just trace my pieces if these were all different fabrics. You don't really have to butt them up like this. But I'm just gonna cut one of each here. So we just have it. Okay, and I can just give these a cut out. And see how sharp these scissors are? They're amazing. And if your hands get cramped from using these scissors a lot, I like the fact that the handles are really big, so you can put your whole hand instead of just two fingers trying to maneuver the whole thing like that. Just gives you more cutting power like this. There's also the Fiskars spring-loaded scissors that I really love as well, because I tend to cut a lot and then I get wrist pain, and then the spring-loaded scissors are really helpful to take off that strain on your wrist because it just opens up the scissors by themselves, and then you just all you have to do is just squeeze it shut to cut. Let's trim these. And so I got that. Oh, I need one more of this one. Because, I do love to do the tails, since template D is mirrored. So that's the one template that you gotta pay attention to as you're basting or cutting your fabrics. So you don't cut them all going in the same direction. They need to be mirrored. Let's cut this. See. Roberta! Hello! So glad you joined us. See here. Okay, so we got these cut. Oh, please. So yeah, I try to make it a habit to put the cover on the scissors because whoosh, I dropped them once on my foot and never again do I want to repeat that. Okay, so like that. So now I have my center hexagon, template B, template C, and template D. Whoops. Like so. Like that. Okay? Let me move those down. Remember, these have to be mirrored. Okay? Let me make sure I'm telling you the right templates. Yes, template D has to be mirrored. So make sure you don't baste them all going in the same direction. Like this. Make sure you have half facing left and half facing right. Like so. Okay? And now let's go ahead and baste it. So the main thing with that you want to pay attention to when you baste these pieces on the Bellagio flower is that you have the seam allowances facing a particular direction. Where did my hexagon go? Hiro. Let me grab a new one. Got the runaway hexie. Like so. And I would love to know what kind of fabrics you all have decided to use. Solids, prints, small prints, big prints. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue just to make sure I center it on the black fabric here. That's my hexagon. And I just go all the way around, glue basting. And I try to stay away from gluing all the way to the edge. And I just squish it down. And don't pull too much as you're folding the fabric over the paper because you don't want to make the paper bend, right? Just droop, you feel the edge and that's it. And I like to put glue all the way into my fabric as well, just to keep the seam allowance down. Just go around, around. Last bit. And then we have the hexagon done. And so hexagons are super nice and easy, right? Because there's no tails that you have to pay attention to. And they're just really fun little shape to work with. Ooh, Roberta's doing batiks and starting with green. How fun. Love, 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 love that. Let's see. Oh, Nancy uses iron on the shapes. How fun. Let's see here. Ooh, and Sonia's using Lori Holt with solid small prints. Oh, can't wait to see. Wendy's using blue and yellow simple prints, some dark, some light. Oh, can't wait to see either. How fun! Waiting, waiting, waiting. Yes. All right, so let's go on to template B. Let me grab a piece here. Again, I think it was someone in the EPP collective. They thought they had to put glue all over their piece to put it on the fabric. You do not. You can just put a little dab of glue if you just want it to stay put and centered as you're glue basting down the remaining sides. But honestly, you some folks don't even put that, and that's just totally optional. It depends. If I'm fussy cutting like stripes, and I want to make sure that a point on the template matches up in the exact same spot on the fabric, then I'll always make sure I put a little dab of glue to just hold it in the right spot. Okay. But other than that, you don't really have to worry about putting glue to keep it together with your paper piece. Let's something about interfacing. Oh, Nancy's helping Wendy. Thank you. All right. So for template B, also one shape that you won't really have to worry about tails. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the sides here. Ta-da. And paste it down. And then I'll do my bottom. This. And then I will just go around here, just like a hexagon almost. Like that. And then we have template B is done. And again, no tails that you have to worry about. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Okay. And template C, this now we're starting to pay attention to the order that we base the template. Okay. Should I use this one that has all that gloopy glue? I can, I guess. Yeah, it's all dry. Okay, I'll put a little bit. Just want to make sure it stays put. And of course, I forgot to iron this pink, sample fabric that I wanted to use. So I have it down like that. So on template C, I like to start with the two long sides. Just gonna put glue here, and I go all the way into the seam allowance and baste it down like that. Come to the opposite side. And again, if you end up getting a little glue on the edge too, don't worry about it. The only way to learn is by practicing. And if you don't make mistakes as you practice, you don't know what you made wrong. So it's a-okay. All right. And then I'm going to do this top and bottom sides. The reasoning for this is just kind of giving me like good like repetition and memory to make sure I want to have the long side of template C, the top side, the tails facing down like this, because you'd see the little mini tails sticking out. If I basted this side first and then the sides, they would have little tails sticking up here. I don't want that because the way I'm basting all these templates, when you start putting the Bellagio flowers together and they're interlocking, none of the tails, crossing my fingers here, I think, they should not technically have any tails that bump into each other. They should all overlap or sit on top of and nest into each other, okay? So that's the reasoning for me giving you these basting directions. If you already basted your own way and you're happy with it, just ignore me and just keep on doing what you did if you're happy with that, okay? But this is the basting directions I'm giving you to optimize nesting blocks, okay? And then we have template D, left and right. Remember, we don't want them all to go in the same direction. We want half to face left and half to face right, right? And then we can put our templates, make sure we have half going this way and half going that way, all right? So I'm going to start with the right side. Again, I'm just going to put a little glue so the paper stays put while I'm showing you the basting direction. Like that. So again, I'm going to start with the two shorter sides the shortest side and the opposite side. And the reason is because I want the tails that end up forming facing a certain direction. So for the right side, with the paper facing up, we do the short side first, the opposite side, and I put glue all the way into the fabric to make sure the seam allowance is glued down as well and stays put. And then I go and do the two opposite sides. So I have this side here. Let me just put the order 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course, I'm going to cover that 4. Let me put the 4 here. And now you can see that the tail on the bottom is facing left and the tail on the top is facing right, like so. And if I flip it over, you see the tails are facing two opposite directions. Okay, and now let's do the left side. Left side one with the paper facing up, and it will become the right side when the fabric is facing up. But either way, this is the order when you glue paste them. Okay, so I wanted to make it easy as possible. So again, we're going to do the bottom shortest side and the opposite longer top side here. Like that. And then I can go and do the opposite sides here. Let me write the order here as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 and 4, 4 and 3, doesn't matter, right? As long as they come after the top and bottom, your basting order. Like so. And here you see how the tails on top, they face opposite directions. And the tails on the bottom, they face in, okay? And now when I flip this over, I think big glue paste this part really good. There we go. See how the tails are facing away and tails are facing in. And now when I add this with template C and D together, see how these two little templates, tails that are sticking out, you just put D over and it just tuck in there each other, like here and like there, like so. And they won't be, let's say we had the tail going this way, they won't collide and crisscross over each other. So this way we get these nesting tails and your pieces will lay really nice and flat after you sew them together too. Like that. So those are the basting directions. Let's see. Any questions? Let's see here. Just trying to scroll through real quick. Hi, Salsa. So glad you made it. Let's see here. Nancy said Salsa is in the live chat. Woohoo! Party's about to get started. Now that Salsa's here. All right, so those are the basting directions for your Bellagio templates here. And see this one. B will nest into the two little tails here facing in. Boom, like that. When you sew these together. So that's the reason I'm giving you the directions for basting these templates, okay? So that you will have the tails tucked in. And the only ones you should see are the top little tails here on your D templates. And they're facing opposite directions. This one pointing to the right. And this one is pointing to the left, okay? Like so. And then we have the little hexagon that's going to meet all the 6 petals in the center here. Okay? Any questions on the basting order? Are we good? Let me flip those over so you can see them here. And again, you see how the tails on the, C piece just nests over the D templates here up top, and the B template just tucks in underneath the C wings on the little tips here. It all nests together. So I'm kind of particular about nesting tails and whatnot. So that's why I usually end up experimenting with having pieces facing the tails different ways to make sure I can get it as flat as possible and have them nest as much as possible if possible. So that's usually, it's like a mystery puzzle solving game. Okay. So I'm going to show you why that is. So this is one sample. See how all the tails here are sticking up? And here's one where I experimented with the C template where I basted the short side first here on top. And then you see how the little tails stick out? That means when I'm having another piece block, let's see here. Now these tails will collide right here, right up top. So this one was an experiment. Let's bend this one because I don't want people to get confused. So I don't want the tails to bump into each other, right? My goal is to have these little tails flat as possible or nesting or overlapping onto each other, okay? So see how this one has no tail in the C templates, just the little tails from the D. That means when I have, let's see here. That means when I tuck these, see how the tails, they're all just gonna tuck in under each other. And then that way you get really, really nice clean edges. Does that make sense? See how all the tails are sticking out? Tail, 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 tail. And then when you sew these together, because we paid attention to the basting order of especially the C and D templates, that they're just gonna nest into each other here and tuck in under. And then you don't end up with super bulky seams or colliding tails because they all face, let's say this one face that way, then you would have all that excess material right there. We don't want that. We want the tail facing a particular direction. That way they all fit together really nicely like that. Snug. Snug as a bug. So that's the reasoning for the basting order on the C and D templates. And don't forget that the D templates, they are mirrored. Mirror, mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Why are my tails not something, something? I don't know. I can't rhyme. So, but I should ask ChatGPT to make us a fun rhyme. So you want to make sure to pay attention to the basting order of the C templates so that you don't get the little tails up top like this one. We do not want that. You want it to be smooth, and the only tails you want to see are on the D templates facing two opposite directions, facing left and facing right. And that way, when you start putting your Bellagio blocks together, these tails, they all end up interlocking and nesting on top of each other, like next to each other. Hope that makes sense. The more once you start making like 3 blocks, then you'll see how you can place them, and you'll see how your tails are going to nest on top of each other, and it'll just like click and make sense. For now, just trust me. Baste it in this order, please. It should just make your life easier, much easier. I'm just gonna keep that on there. So for B, C, and D, A and B, you don't really need to pay attention. There's no tails sticking out. But for C and D, that you want to pay attention to the basting order. I should have written it here too. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are your basting orders. You can keep that up there so you can see. And then you can see the little tails sticking up here on mine too. So those are the only tails we want to see. And you can see it here in the back. Oh, here, another good way to see why you don't want to baste the long sides on the C template before the short side, because you end up with these tails. We do not want these tails on the C template. Do not want that. We want it to be flat like this. So you want to make sure you do the 2 long sides and the top and bottom side. Okay? Any questions. Let's see here. And you guys, you know what? I think I think we're good on questions, right? I'm still shocked. So many of you bought the SVG templates. I'm like, I'm kind of excited. That means more people are using their cutting machines because you can't print an SVG to cut with scissors, paper scissors, right? Which is making me really excited. And I had a couple members in the EPP society. They actually started working with their cutting machines. So very, very exciting. I know Angela did. She just busted out her scanning cut and started cutting right away. Like, whoa. And someone else, I forgot who was. A couple other people in the EPP collective too on Facebook, they were starting to use their cutting machines too. So super exciting. So if you have any cutting machine questions too for your SVG files, do let me know. Oh, hi, Mete. So glad you made it. So do ask if you have any questions. And let's see here. I think everyone here that's been working with their cutting machines are doing pretty okay. Everyone that's in the live chat that I know of, at least. Let's see. Yes, freedom machines. Do not let your, I mean, don't feel guilty if you've let your machine sit in a box and it's collected dust. Mine did for a little while too, 3 months. And because I thought, in my head, um, I just made it seem like it was going to be so much more complicated than it really was, because it does come with like this one page directional paper that tells you like step 1, plug in your machine. Oh, okay. Step 2, download the software, and then it tells you step by step. If for some reason your computer might be out of date, that's the only issue I could think of that you would run into, that you couldn't update the software or something. But it does make it really easy to just get started initially. Now, downloading it and placing your templates, that takes a little practice, I'll admit that. But I try to do all the SVG templates where they have multiples on each page of download, so you can just upload the whole page and then just wiggle them around a little bit depending on the paper size you use. So I try to make it easier, but it's not going to be too hard. And based on the responses in the EPP society, society on school, I think a lot of people want to learn the silhouette software. So, Angela finally got me to try out the Brother Scan and Cut software for their cutting machine. Ooh, I thought Cricut was really basic, but I realized the Brother Scan and Cut software is very, very basic, super easy to use, but not a whole lot of features that you can wiggle around and like upscale, downscale really easily. So I think learning the Silhouette software, it does have a free version, but in order to import, bring the SVG files in, you need to upgrade to a paid level. And in order to export, save your files and bring it into your, let's say, Cricut or Brother Scan and Cut software, you would need the highest level of the Silhouette software. But Swing Designs, they always have a sale or something going, so they're a good spot to check out for Silhouette software upgrades. But once you learn the Silhouette software, you'll have so much more control over how you're placing your templates. If you want to scale your SVGs up or down, super easy. And then it actually shows you where exactly your template's going on the paper, not unlike the Cricut. It's like a two-step process, which is like super weird. And then Brother, they show the paper size too, but I haven't been able to export since I don't have a machine to test it. But yeah, Silhouette just makes it so much easier. And let's see here. Ooh, Wendy says, Sonia. Oh, Sonia's thinking of getting the scan and cut. I'm giving up on the Cricut. Oh, why? If you have the Cricut, you're fine. Let's see here. Oh, is it because of the software, Sonia? Let me know. Let's see. Oh, so Wendy says she uses scanning cut for applicant quilting and Cricut for vinyl, glitter stuff, etc. Just don't want glitter on my scanning cut. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea too. Uh, let's see. Wait, cruise and giving up on. I'm a little confused with Nancy's comment here. I can't follow along. Oh, Nancy's going on a cruise. Wait, which Nancy's going on a cruise? Oh, Nancy White's going on a cruise. A Pacific cruise. Ooh, have fun. Oh, have super, super fun. I hope you get to take lots of pictures and enjoy all the festivities and fun they have planned on the cruise too. Let's see here. Let's see. Any other questions? Let me scan up, 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 up. Let me know if there's any questions that I missed previously in the chat. I love how you guys are having like all these side conversations, and I'm trying to jump in the middle. I have no clue what's going on. Oh yes, Nancy, please do unbox your scan and cut, and let's get using. Dun, dun, dun. I don't have a scan and cut, but I just went to the brother website and downloaded the software. I mean, it's not even a download. You just sign up, you just register, and it's a web browser based software, and it was super easy to use. So yeah, Nancy, you can do it. I have faith. You can do it. Absolutely. Let's see here. Wendy said, I posted a short video on scan and cut export in the school chat. Okay, thank you. So yeah, we have lots of folks that use Cricut, Scan and Cut, and Silhouette in the school group. So if you have questions, just make sure you specify which machine you're using. That way, it's easier for someone that has the machine to help you. Yeah, like say, oh, I have a Scan and Cut, I'm stuck on this step, and then we can all jump in and help you out. Let's see here. Yes, but do not give up on your Cricut, Sonia. But I hear the scanning cut's popular because it just scans, right? But I do prefer to use SVG files anytime I can, and I always do recommend use SVG files rather than just relying on the um scanning um scanning part of the software for the machine. SVGs are going to give you the most accurate cutting points versus scans. It's a little more uh, what would you say? It's interpreted by the scan of the machine, right? Unless they've improved like exponentially, I still think SVGs are the most exact way. Let's see here. Uh, where am I? Let's see. Oh, that's good to know. So Angela says she was using the web page for the scan and cut, but have downloaded the application onto her computer. It's a better interface than the web page. Oh, that's good. That's a big relief because I saw it and I was like, that's it? What's going on here? I expected a little bit more from brother, right? Yeah. That's really good to know. Yes. But if you're just getting started, just try the web based software for the scan and cut, and then you can start fiddle around a little bit in there. I always say click around a little. Don't be scared to like click around and see what each feature does. Because you can always re-upload the SVGs even if you mess them up because you pulled on some anchor points and like try different things. Just delete that file and re-upload the download and then you're fine. Oh, it's still black and white? Oh, I'm so bummed. So Silhouette lets you like color all the templates, like endless of colors. They have like the color blocks that you can put in, or you can upload your own colors too. So, I'm so surprised. Uh, so Julie said I bought the SUG for my Cricut, but the pieces haven't jumped onto the paper yet. Oh, okay. So super easy to do that, Julie. Let's see here. Yes, I'll always save your files on your computer or external hard drive because you never know, right? Yeah, better safe than sorry. I got a 20 terabyte external hard drive, and it's just made my life so much better because I downloaded like so much stuff from my computer and my Dropbox too, so it emptied up space so I can just everything just works faster. So it's quite exciting. Just like, oh, let me save like boom, 2 terabytes over here, 1 terabyte there, and still lots of space. So it's making me super excited. I know it sounds so geeky getting excited over terabytes of space, right? But can't help it. Do you remember those days when we had those zip drives and they could hear like hold were like 100 megabytes? I think that was painful. Now that when I think back on it, it's like no wonder my Illustrator kept on crashing because it couldn't save anything. The files were just too big. Let's see. Nancy says my friend Kathy has AccuQuill system. Oh, she just won the newest template from the company. Oh, exciting! Yes, the only AccuQuill is awesome, but it's all dies, right? So you're limited to the die cuts that they have, and then the Bellagio doesn't have die cuts. So you would have to use the SVG or the PDF to cut with scissors. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, so Nan. Oh, when do you have like two machines? You have the AccuQuilt. What do you not have? She has everything. She has the AccuQuilt too. So yeah, I'm getting lots of like mixed reviews about the AccuQuilt too. It's very limited. You only have the shapes that they produce the dies for that cut the actual templates as you roll through the pressing blades or pressing. What are they, plates? Right? That's what it's called. So versus SCG, like honestly, it's your imagination is the only limit on it, right? Any shape that you design or that you purchase as an SVG, you can upload and cut. Let's see here. Yes, Zaza remembers the computer had to have a separate zip drive on it to read or store the files. They were expensive. They were. Wendy says I have way too much stuff. Nobody heard that? La 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 la. Let's see. Okay. So I think everyone understands the basting directions, the reasoning for the basting directions of the Bellagio flowers. It'll just make your life easier. So even if you've made a couple test blocks and you notice that the tails are going in opposite directions or wrong directions, now is the time to fix it because you want the tails to face the way I've had the basting order done here on these templates here. D, C, and D. That way, all your blocks, as you're making more of the Bellagio flowers, they'll nest into each other very, very nicely and easily. And you won't be groaning and moaning like I was, like, oh, no, my tails are colliding. I don't like it. So this order, the way we done it, so the tails face right, tail face left, and tails face in, that will make all your bloop blocks pop, plop, plop into place and be nested into each other really, really nicely. Let's see here. Right? Yeah, no judgment. We love all the crafty stuff. I was into making candles and like all fun stuff, and I still have the supplies. I'm like, one day I will make candles again. Right? Yeah, as Asa said, when it just depends on your interpretation of too much. I agree. Let's see here. All right. So do not forget the basting order. They're saved here on the live stream. If you have the templates, you can write them on there too. Have one set that you just reference back on, or you can just check back on the replay to make it easy. Let's see here. Oh, so Julie has a good question. Do you think all of the petals should be the same in each flower? No, I say play, have fun. Yeah, experiment. I've seen couple of members. They got a little they started already, right? And I got to see a little sneak peek. Oh, so pretty. Literally, what you want is what you make, and so there's no like rule like you don't have to make it like this. You get to experiment. That's why I did a lot of the color variations, the mock-ups, like in different ways. Because I wanted you to kind of visualize the different ways that you can color these, but depending on the fabrics you use or the prints and how you mix them. Big prints, small prints, it'll give different kind of dimension to your blocks, right? So yeah, there's no rule. Do what you want. Yeah, and I can't wait to see. I'm thinking about using because you know how like small floral prints. I kind of want to use the 1930s, all the reproduction prints that I have. I'm like, these would be nice in these, right? I think, yeah. And then unless you experiment, you won't know either. I might regret my choices later, but yeah. But this is just one version of a solid block that I did, and you don't have to go this way either. So whatever you want to do, you're free to do it. Yeah, no rules, no quiz police. Okay. Uh, Yeah, because my petals are they're all different here, right? I just pick randomly. Yeah, sew this together. Let's see here. Sonia said, "Could we post the blog?" Oh my gosh, please do. Can't wait to see. Nancy, do not listen to your kids. Just put in earplugs. I don't hear you. Can't hear you. Let's see. Yes, I agree with Sasa. They are children and know nothing. Yes, so this week, Roberta, go ahead and baste at least your full flower, all the petals, baste all the pieces so you have them ready to go. And then next week, we'll start sewing them together. So I wanted to make sure, because we have lots of beginners that always jump in on these sew alongs, that they have plenty of time to just experiment with basting so they get comfortable. So baste all at least all the templates for one flower so you can kind of get a visualization of what your Bellagio flower would look like. And then next week, we can start sewing them together. Uh, Julie said, asked, "Are you going to keep all the centers same?" Mine are all going to be same. My all my centers will be black in mine, but I'm going to do printed fabrics instead of just solids. Let's see. I mean prints, smaller prints. I'm excited to try it. I am not an enabler. That is Zaza's official job. Okay. I'll share her position with her today. We're both enablers. And Nancy goes, I just say la la la. Yes, yes, yes. Uh, and Sonia says, Nancy, my kids say the same thing, and I tell when I die, you'll have enough for each. Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. So Robert says, thank you for the basting information. It was very helpful. Yes, I think it'll really help you. It might feel a little awkward when you're basting. Like, why is Elise telling me to follow the directions? Why is she so particular? Because it'll just make it so much easier when you start putting your flowers together and they're nesting into each other. Let's see. Uh, okay. So I don't think I missed any questions. And Nancy says, no kids, just cats. Just don't let them run off with your templates. uh, no, I am not. What are you talking about? So Angela says, I have scraps of solid black, black on black prints, black and white prints. I think I'm going to use a mix of those as my centers. Oh my god. And I would love to see a black and white version of the Bellagio flower. That would be so cool. Like really like modern. Ooh. You got my like creative juices flowing now, Angela. Seeing a like a black and white mixed lots of mixed prints. That would be so that would be super cool, I think, too. Like really modern looking. Let's see. Let's see. So I don't see any questions. And we're right on time. Hooray! So if do go ahead and paste at least all your templates for at least one flower. And then next week we can start sewing them together. And I can't wait to see your fabric choices. Oh, if you haven't shared your fabric pulls yet, if you're in the EPP Society on school, share in there, or you can also share in the EPP Collective on Facebook. So either way, either location is fine. And I'm trying to like save everyone's photos so I can just like keep have them in like little album. Oh yes, I will do. So Julie asked, Elise, would you put a picture on school with the order? I forgot to take a picture. Will do. See, Nancy's smart. Julia took a picture from the video. Yeah, I can share the order inside school. No problem. And if you're not in the EPP Society of School, I don't know what you're waiting for. I really think you should come and join us. Everyone is so fun and supportive there. And here's the link if you want to come and join us. Did I put that right? School.com/EPP. Yes. And let me share that in the window here too. So we have a block gallery or project gallery, and I'm saving all the Bellagio fabric pulls and the block updates in the gallery there. It's all very nice and organized. And it's easier for me to see your post inside the EPP Society too versus the EPP Collective, which is we're about 160 some members on school versus over 50,000 on Facebook, and some things just get lost. And I get like hundreds of DMs every day, so I don't always like catch all the messages. I try to scroll through, see if anything is from a member, but it's much easier for me to see your post inside school, definitely. Yes, yes. Wendy Peterson says, "This is a wonderful community. Thank you all." Yay. Nancy says, "I'll be back to school soon." Oh, you're back to school. I love that. Yes, when you finish all your shawls, come back and jump into the community. Can't wait. All right. So I hope you all have a super nice day, and I can't wait to see all your progress photos on your blocks. And I'm gonna start picking my fabrics that I want to, since I'm going to be migrating from making them with solids and instead make some with prints too. Can't wait. All right. So I will see you all next week, same time, same place, and have a good week.